Welcome to the RAG Podcast, the weekly show where I interview recruitment owners who are prepared to tell their unique story of growth. This is all in aid of helping future and existing recruitment businesses who are looking to do similar things. Now, growth means different things to different people. So by tuning in every week, you're no doubt going to find information that's relevant to you. On this week's episode of the RAG Podcast, I'm joined by Tom Warner. Tom is the founder of GroTech, a specialist go-to-market recruitment agency headquartered in the UK, but operating with SaaS businesses in the Nordics. In this episode, we talk about Tom's journey to being a founder, and Tom's incredibly funny. He's very open about the fact that he did well in certain businesses and not in others, and how he stumbled on lots of different business types before he started his business in COVID. He then had 2 absolute boom years when he launched his business and grew the team up to 7 people before it all started coming down. In this episode, we talk about the growth of his business, what went wrong, and why he scaled it down to himself. He's now looking at billing between 500,000 and 600,000 on his own in 2025, and he's genuinely happier with it being on his own. He never wants to go through the headache and the problems of scaling and having to downscale a team again. So if you'd like to hear the honesty, the vulnerability from a founder that's got things wrong, super successful in his own right, but open about the things that really didn't work, then you're going to enjoy this one. So let's get into it. Without further ado, Tom, welcome to the RAG Podcast.
Hello, how you doing, Sean? You all right?
It's great to have you on, mate.
Well, it's good to meet. I think we've known each other for like 6 years.
Yeah, I think so.
I've never actually met you.
Never met you in life. There's a lot of people that I've got I'd say I've got really strong relationships with and I've not met in person. So one of the things I want to do this year is meet more people.
Yeah, that was mine as well. Yeah. Get out there.
Amazing.
Let people know I'm actually a recruiter.
No, the annoying thing is a lot of the people I meet are like 6'8" and make me feel really small.
Yeah.
And me and you are quite similar, so I'm like,
I quite like that when you come in your LinkedIn pic and say anything, but yeah.
Well, I've met a few people and I'm like, shit, you're really tall. And then a couple of people, there's one guy, I won't name him, right? He's in Australia. And when I met him in England, I had him as like a 6 foot guy.
Yeah.
In my head.
Yeah.
And when I met him, I was thinking, he's way shorter than me.
Yeah.
And the first thing he said to me was, I thought you'd be taller.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell, mate. I thought you'd be taller as well.
Well, for anyone watching this, so we are both 6'2" as well. Like,
we're just really average 6'2". But it is one of those things.
Don't kill the illusion here.
So Tom, we're going to go and tell your story. But before we do, give us a quick overview of you and what the business does. None of the story, none of the detail.
No, fine.
What
so
you recruit,
the quick pitch. So I'm Tom Warner. I'm the founder of GroTech Search, had GroTech Search for about 4.5 years. We are a go-to-market recruitment firm. I specifically focus on working with high-growth tech companies out of the Nordics, helping them build go-to-market teams locally and across wider Europe.
Wow, Nordics specifically?
Yes, yeah. Long story very short with that. I probably did, I think it was like quite a well-placed phone call about 8 years ago. And I just moved in. I used to do finance recruitment, then moved into tech sales. And then made that call, and then all of a sudden I was like, speaking to Swedes, they're actually really nice compared to speaking to Brits at the time. And generally, I think 8 years ago there were barely any Swedish recruitment firms. Back then there wasn't. There was no one really going after it, and I was like, God, this is so much easier.
And do they all like communicate in English? No problem.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. I mean, better than we probably are.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah,
but they're happy.
Easy.
Some countries want to speak their own language. Are they okay with you not?
Yeah,
speaking?
I mean, 100%. I mean, I go over quite a bit as well. I mean, it's. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, absolutely.
You look a bit Swedish with the old blonde hair.
Well, I think other than we've mentioned the height thing already. I mean, that's the only thing. If you want to avoid 6'4" people, don't go there.
They just eat really good food. They're healthy
handsome
people.
dudes. I mean, everyone's good looking.
When I went to Thailand traveling, and any time you met a Swede, they were like ridiculously good looking.
Yeah. Spot them in the bar. But,
All right, so that's interesting. Yeah. So I want to start by saying, which I didn't know, but you're not just not a listener of my show. You've never listened to a podcast in your life, right?
No, we were just chatting about this. You asked me, we listened to the show. I generally don't. I don't listen to anything. I don't think I've ever listened to a podcast. I was saying this to some missus last night. I don't think I've listened to it. I was like, what am I meant to do? She likes them. So I'm guessing, I mean, if you're listening to this, and I assume that people are meant to get some value out of me, you can skip this episode. On to the next one. There's nothing. It's just me.
But it just made me like that. I was like, because most people who come on have been listening, and I'm like, there's an order to how I do things.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking matter. So let's go back to the start, though. You got into recruitment after working in all bar one, you said?
Yeah, I mean, long short, yeah. So I did a degree on pulling pints, basically, which is good. Parents very proud of that after private school education.
As in, you literally just went to work in a bar?
I studied international business and hospitality management, and that sets you up with a job at all bar one. Yeah. It turns out, so which is good. I used to work in hospitality, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Very long story short, and then got into that, moved to London on a grad scheme with Mitchells and Butlers, and I mean, genuinely there, I was like, I just don't think this is for me, like being the hub of London. I found recruitment very simply. My younger brother...
Around that area, though, it's just full of suits who are making really good money.
It's full of recruiters coming in, pretending they're making good money.
Yeah. But a lot of them are making more than
generally, I mean, that was like financial district, obviously, and I was like, maybe there is something else I could do. Little brother was in recruitment before me, and I just remember, he came home, I tell the story all the time, he came home at Christmas driving a new BMW. And I was like, what on earth are you doing?
And it's your little brother?
Little brother. And he was like, I'm in recruitment. And I was like, if he can do it, I can probably give that
me and my little brother got my older brother in for the same. It wasn't a BMW. It was like, we all went to Australia to see, because my little brother stayed when I moved back. My little brother, so me and my older brother and my parents flew out to see my little brother in Sydney for Christmas. Nice. And obviously me and Jake were earning serious. Jake was he was like top contract biller in Sydney. I was top contract biller in London.
Yeah.
My older brother's like, what the fuck are you two doing? And he's like, if you idiots can do it, I can do it.
Oh,
and he's still doing it. We both left it, and he's still
top biller. Johnny and I are still in it. He's Hong Kong. Lives there now, recruits over there. But
Love it.
Yeah, still in.
So you joined, was it Global Accounting Network's first job?
Global Accounting Network first job. That was, I learned a lot.
I say we both know Adrian.
Fast, yeah. Adrian, how you doing? If you're watching me on this. I say that was, that was a tough gig. I mean, I learned fully, I'd probably never done a cold call, I think, in my life with that one. I mean, that was, Adrian enjoyed 90 dials before lunchtime.
Really?
That was...
Call in who? Just businesses?
Yeah, I mean, I did, what did I do? First of all, finance transformation, still don't think I know what that is all this time later. And then did a bit of finance and accounting from there. Did contract recruitment, actually, at the start, thinking back to that there. Yeah, I did. Didn't smash it with him, to be honest. I think he'll openly say that as well. I think, and he was very good. I think taught me a lot. I think saw that I could do the job. I just don't think I got it for the first 6 months, in all honesty, with that one. And then, bring my little brother back into it. He was working for one of, his director was married to one of the directors at Stotton May and put me in touch with them. And ended up moving to them to do finance and accounting as well. And then
in London? In London,
London office. And then I think 6 months into that, top biller in the London office was doing tech sales and just put my hand up and said, can I do that instead? Yeah. And kind of rest is history. I think done tech sales for nearly 10 years now.
And like you said, you worked with Stuart Mitchell, who was one of our clients.
Stuart Mitchell, indeed. Yeah, we met. He was, I think before went over to LA or New York, can't remember which one was opening. We sat opposite each other probably for 6 months or so, which is quite nice. Because I used to quite like working late, and he was obviously working US hours, so we...
and he's a bit like you.
Is he a bit like me?
You both got that like naturally sarcastic style.
Yes. Yeah. No, probably do. Yeah.
He's probably a bit grumpier than you, I think.
He's definitely grumpier than me, but I've still got my hair.
But you got on well, did you?
I'll tell you, we bonded probably actually quite a bit actually. Through working in the evenings, it used to wind him up a bit, I think, about doing a delivery consultant role rather than the 360, which I know you're a very good 360 biller, one of the best. So he's doing. No. He was. I think as I was leaving, I think doing probably his first £1 million year.
Yeah.
Or $1 million year.
He's fucking mega.
One, which is,
he's mega.
Big money out there. Yeah,
he's mega. Yeah. So, your journey at Stotton May.
Yeah.
Did you become were you just a biller? Did you become a leader? Like, what was your?
Yeah, became. IC biller there, and had a really good year. I can't remember which year it was. And then I think I did the classic, to be honest with them. I was like, right, had my first good year, want to be a manager. All of a sudden, became a manager there, had a couple of reports, kind of delivery consultant. Didn't massively love it, to be honest, back then. Really, I don't think I was hugely kind of set up for success necessarily with it, necessarily knowing what I should be doing, and then just said, right, let's move back to the IC role. So did that with them. Had a great time, to be honest. Start on May, really enjoyed working there. That was good. And built out. Then I got to that point. I think I did 4.5 years with them, and then you just get to that natural progression. You're like, do I go then either to another firm and do something different? I was looking at, do I move to Dubai at one point and go out there? US never massively appealed to me. I mean, I know there's obviously silly money to be made out there. Just never massively appealed. And then obviously you got the option. I was like, do I go and set something up for myself? And I'd run a business before. Well, been in a startup before, very early stage. Didn't necessarily run it. Sorry. Then I'd set my own business up as well on the side. And I thought, if I'm ever going to do it, now's probably the time. Go set up.
Because you didn't just go straight from start on May to that, did you?
No, sorry, there was, yeah. So I was very much, I mean, I was full on, like, had business plan, chatting to investment as well with it, which was late stage. COVID happened, and then one of my clients, and probably one of my favourite clients back then, was Box, and I remember speaking to their head of talent at the time, really nice guy called Michael Kenway, and he just then put me in touch with them about moving into tech sales. And I think any recruiter who's recruited tech sales kind of always quite intrigued about moving in. I mean, there's good roles, good money to be made in it as well. I mean, very similar to recruitment in some sense. So spoke to them, and then ended up, I was like, yeah, you know what? I've recruited for these guys for like 3 years. I mean, great company. I was like, oh, let's take the AE gig. And I was like, finally, man, I'm an AE. Put the recruitment dream on hold at that point. And then, I mean, COVID fully happened. And I mean, not Box's fault by any means, but I'd never worked remote or anything in my life. I'd never done tech sales. And all of a sudden I get a laptop in the post. No office, no anything. And I was like, you don't know what you don't know sometimes. And I was just sat there.
What were you doing?
Well, I mean, but to be honest, I did all right, actually. I don't really know how. But I just kind of went into the AE role. And then all of a sudden you just,
Were you given leads to follow up on them?
Yeah, I mean, it's going for, I mean, getting a meeting at recruitment's hard work. I mean, Box obviously big brand, so I mean, quite a lot of inbound. But all of a sudden, I mean, you're doing like 30 meetings a month all of a sudden in SMB, and I mean, it was good. It was just, I mean, I think for me, it was just obviously a difficult time for a lot of people. I mean, didn't know what was going on in the world. I was stuck in my 1-bedroom flat in Crystal Palace at the time, and I was like, I've just got.
I used to live in Crystal Palace.
Did you as well?
Well, mine was more on the way to like Thornton Heath on that corner.
Yeah.
My
How long
first
were you there?
property.
Yeah.
I bought it in 2015 when I was still in recruitment, and then I lived in it for about 18 months and rented it out for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Sold it in 22 to buy my house.
Yeah, nice.
But made no money on it at all.
I say it's been proper. It's gone back up actually.
What, the
As
market?
an area. Yeah. I mean, not a lot though. I mean, I've had mine 7 years, and it's.
You still live there now then?
Yeah, well, we moved out, went to Herne Hill, and we're living there, just tried the area out, and then had mine rented out. And to be honest, I mean, with the interest rates, I can't actually. My mortgage is now more than.
Yeah.
And then obviously pay tax and everything. So
get back in it.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're back in. I think we'll
Whereabouts
stay
in
there.
Palace is it?
I'm on Central Hill, so just literally,
just. But you're near the station and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like Gypsy Hillside of that, which is good. I mean, it's I think I'll stay there till.
The area's quite. The little triangle's so much better now.
It's cool. Yeah,
it's way better than it was.
Yeah,
with the cinema and everything that's come in.
Oh yeah, it got fancy. Yeah, I haven't been there in ages.
Yeah. Beulah Hill. Do you know Beulah Hill?
I will know. I just.
But you know where is it the what are the pub? Is it called the White Hart? The pub on the corner.
Yeah.
So if you go to the White Hart and take the right there, just go straight down that road.
Yeah, the long road down.
That's where I lived on the end of that.
Oh,
so if you think about it, it's really good to get into the triangle, but then the station's right on the other side.
Yeah, far other side.
It was annoying.
Because if you're down there, you've got no station.
That affected my house price and house sale big time.
Yeah.
Norwood Junction wasn't far. Thornton Heath wasn't that far. You could go down to Herne Hill. I used to get the bus to Tulse Hill, sorry.
Tulse Hill's quite good.
The bus to Tulse Hill.
Good. Yeah, that'll get you over.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good. We got massive subsidence at the moment. So
God,
brilliant.
That's fun. Could do a whole episode on that.
We did literally. Yeah,
Emma bought a house right in Crystal Palace as well. My business partner, and then he
did he? Yeah.
But he didn't get it because it had Japanese knotweed. You heard of that?
Oh yeah,
it's like cancer in a house.
That's literally like no one will give you a mortgage.
No, he literally was right at the end of the purchase.
No one will touch
Japanese
knotweed. I mean, at least they found that before. I mean, at least
he's literally like, what is this?
Never sell the house again.
It's like your house has cancer.
Costs about 200 grand a sort.
Let's get rid of that. So, when did you know you were going to start GrowTech? Then how did that come about?
I did. So I had one of the chaps who my business partner, Chris, I remember I was at Box at the time, and he's actually in SaaS sales himself. I mean, done very well within that one. I remember going to see him, sat down, he was like, "You're not yourself." He was like, "You're not. You clearly something's not up." Spoke to him quite openly about it, and then I've never really in my life with anything like not wanted to get out of bed, if that makes sense. And I was just, there's nothing wrong about it. Like, they didn't set me up to fail or anything. And I was like, I've just not made the right choice here with this one. So I just what did I do? 3 months or 6 months or something with them, and just then I just spoke to him. I was like, I've made the wrong call with this one. Went back to Chris and I was like, look, I put the business plan together for you. Was it 6 months, 7 months ago? You're still up for it?
Was he an investor then?
Yeah, so he chucked some pennies in at the start.
Yeah.
So he's still with me, and yeah, I mean, being great support, especially at the start. With that and got us going. And yeah, I think, look, I mean, the beauty of setting up a recruitment firm, I mean, you can literally have the idea, you can be going in a month.
Yeah.
You can overcomplicate it massively.
What month did you start? Was it in COVID?
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
Right in the middle.
It was August or September official in 2020.
Yeah. That's actually a really good time in history to have started recruitment.
It was the first 3 months were quite hard, but it kind of set me up well, because I mean, the beauty as well, I had no non-compete, because I've been 6 months out. So I literally just rung everyone again. I was like, I'm back. Right? Yeah, I can do it. So I rung all my old clients. It was beauty. Signed terms with most people, and then everyone was like, I'm on a hiring freeze. So that was kind of realisation, but probably was actually quite good for me, because then you had to suddenly go out and do business development again, which I probably hadn't been doing anywhere near enough of to the start. So I think my first 3 or 4 deals were all brand new clients, never worked with them when I was at Start on May, one of the tools to set up nicely. 2021 then hits and fiasco happens. Everyone's back hiring. Everything's brilliant. So I was like, God, this is good. Set this up at the right time.
And it was a absolute boom market.
Beauty. Yeah, to be honest. I mean, it was
just
it
getting
was
emails coming in for fun.
Well, it was, I think, I remember probably towards the end of that year, and I was looking through it again the other day. I mean, everything was inbound. Yeah. It was crazy. Like, as in, if you had a good LinkedIn presence or you'd done well with clients, everything was coming back to you. It was great.
What sort of numbers did you do that year?
I think, well, we were 6-figure profit within 6 months. Trying to remember. I mean, I've beaten my best year at Start on May every year since setting up, which I've been pleased with, very pleased with, which was decent numbers as well. I think last year was good. 2023, toughest year I've ever had, kind of with scaling everything, which we can get into obviously in a moment. I mean, I'm just focused. Kind of as well, I think with everything, it's like, how do I utilise everything out now to make the business as efficient as possible as well?
I think that's where a lot of people are going.
Yeah,
so talk us through that journey then, because you know, you're on your own, you've got a bit of investment, the market's good.
Yeah.
You're starting to do deals.
Yeah.
History tells you, and the market demand tells you need to hire, right?
I put it off for ages. I mean, we actually flirted with the idea quite early on. And I interviewed a guy, I can't remember his name. He's a nice guy, but I think with that, I was like, I need to hire, I need to grow. And he actually turned it down. And I was quite grateful for that at the time. So then fully ran it just me for nearly 2 years, I think it was. And then I remember meeting Chris. I remember I actually met his boss as well at the time. And I think his boss was like, I think you could do more with this. He was like, why don't you look to scale and grow? And I mean, made first hire. And it's quite weird, because I mean, obviously was on interviews and stuff at Start on May, but obviously it's not yours. I just remember being shocked at the time that anyone wanted to work for me as well. I was like, God, why does anyone want to work for GrowTech? And all of a sudden you got people interviewing you. Yeah. And I mean, ladder hired for, got on really, really well. He had this absolutely brilliant start. I think month 2, I think he closed 40 or 50 in his second month. And I was like, God, this is brilliant. So then we scaled it further. And I mean, that as well, I think we had a bit of I think all of a sudden I realised, God, I've got three reports all of a sudden. So that kind of took me a little bit off billing. And then all of a sudden, I mean, we started then to hit good months. I mean, we did like high like 100,000 1 month. And I was like, God, this is it, we're going. So then chucked 2 more heads in with that one. And I think then just there, I think mine was, where I got it wrong, I think I thought, look, we can probably do this. And I wanted to create an environment. I was like, you don't need the heavy KPIs. Everyone can work from home. It's just kind of nice. It's a bit more chilled out, which I think can work if it's you and your business, but I think as well, people don't always know what they don't know. I mean, recruitment's very hard.
Were you hiring people with experience?
Yes, but I think and I think everyone we hired, like, great as well, but there's a big difference between recruiting in 2021, 2022, 2023. Like, the tap shut off. A lot of business. I think a lot of people as well back then. I mean, it was great, or people being fed a lot of the time as well. There were so many roles going around, and doing BD in a down market is very different from doing, obviously, BD in an up. I mean, that's really obvious. And I think all of a sudden we went from kind of and I'd set up nowhere near enough process. I think our onboarding was good and got everyone up to speed, but there's no real kind of like strong BD process in the business at that point that I could roll out quickly and replicate. And all of a sudden, there's not enough business going around for 7 people. No. You've got me and one other director to kind of feed everything. We've probably gone a little bit array as well. Like, I've got Nordics going on, I've got UK, we've got opening up in the US, and everything's a little bit all over the place, and you're trying to bring it all together. And I think with that, I mean, on reflection, that was one, we scaled too quickly for me, having not been, and that one's fully on me, having not been a manager of that many people before. And then also just, not having that proper structure, being able to kind of understand as well. I mean, what really good looks like for each individual as well, within their market as well. So I think we were just kind of floundering around,
just going with it.
I look back as well. I mean, I made like the massive recruitment, like cardinal sin in recruitment, just going after every role that came in. I mean, all of a sudden we're working roles. Like, I mean, we go to market as well. Hired some of the guys to do, and I wanted complementary as well. So we went down software engineering, which is big, software engineering and products. I wanted that to complement the commercial piece. And then all of a sudden we're doing roles in the Netherlands. We've never worked in the Netherlands. We've got no market there all of a sudden, and we're now specialists within this one. I mean, it's just, and you kind of chasing.
And how many people was in the team at this point?
I think we dropped down to 6 at this point. I think one probably realised quite quick wasn't quite right, and then we had 6, and then we did make another hire later on that year, which is a bit of a, I think, kind of catalyst.
So it's 22,
23.
So it's a tough
23, year. 23, I mean, 23. We scale. I mean, it took the business from me basically end of 2022 to suddenly 7 heads down, and then
a message from today's episode sponsor, Untapped. Untapped are the market leader and go-to agency for finding and hiring elite offshore talent into the UK, US and Australian-based recruitment agency market. Now, I don't partner with sponsors I don't believe in myself, and Untapped are someone I've personally used to build the team at Hoxo, and it's been a game changer. No one else we've worked with can compete with both the quality of the network and the time to hire, and the impact they've had on our business has been insane. From hiring, from consulting, from advice, they're a premium team that you can trust, and you're guaranteed to access a network of top-tier international talent that could be right for your business. Look, they interview over 3,000 candidates and put them through a 4-stage interview online every single month, and they only represent the top 1%. So you're going to get a thorough service at speed. So if you're looking at international hiring where you're looking at getting up to 70% less in terms of cost for equivalent UK member of staff in both recruitment and back office roles, then it's a complete no-brainer. All right, you're going to love it. So they are currently showing a waiting list for their next cohort of hiring, and it's almost full. If you'd like to join the waiting list, then click on the link in the show notes and take it from there. Good luck.
And I'm kind of talking a bit of doom and gloom. I mean, had some like stellar performances. I mean, particularly at the start of 2023. I mean, had some people doing some great 6-figure months individually as well. I mean, awesome. I thought we were on to a winner, and then it just kind of dropped. And then you're seeing big. I mean, you're seeing big gaps, like quarters with people not billing as well, and that's obviously kind of.
How does that affect you as the owner?
I think on reflection as well. I mean, it's my business at the end of the day. So I mean, it does fall on me. But I think mine was very much like, this is my fault. I need to get them more jobs. I need to do this. Whereas actually should have been probably doing more of like the coaching piece of like, how am I going to get this person up to speed so they don't need me to get them jobs? Very simply, as in how do I set them up for success? And I think that was what we didn't have. And I mean, one of my biggest reflections as well is didn't ask for any help. As well from the outside. I think I had a bit of a, not necessarily like an ego thing, but I didn't have a mentor. I've never really had that in recruitment. Got friends in recruitment, but probably kind of similar people to me. And I didn't really know where to turn to say, oh, can someone help me? I've never scaled a business in recruitment before. Where can someone tell me where it's going to go wrong? So I mean, where I've brought it back to now, so I mean, you obviously do 100% the same thing. We're doing that. I mean, still do it very well, but as in, let's kind of understand where I got it wrong. Let's make sure we've got everything in place moving forward. I've got load more outside help, kind of mentorship, people around me as well. I think this end of last year was back to just me, massive rebuild in terms of let's get the revenue back on track, let's get some good cash in the bank. This year will continue probably on that line for the first half of the year. I mean, kind of got to that point already this year where you're looking at pipeline and you're like, I can't close all that.
It's too busy.
Yeah, well, it's nice again. I mean, it's great. I mean, getting some really good roles on again, which is brilliant. But yeah, I think for me, it's just working out.
So if we go back though, so 2023, you've got 7. Some people have billed, then it starts to get harder. People aren't billing.
Yeah,
pressure's on. You're feeling it. Yeah. How did that unravel in 2024?
I think 2024. I mean, I'm just trying to think back here. I mean, we have, and I'm going to be slightly elusive here because I don't massively want to throw anyone under a bus, but I mean, I made one very bad hire at the end of 2023, which was a catalyst, basically. I don't think the guy was a bad hire in such. I think he made mistakes that led to the business going the wrong direction, which just through fabrication of contractor book and
fake book
quite delicate here with this one, but yeah, because I don't want to get libelled. But but yeah, I think look, I mean, I've never met a contract builder who thought they could make up a fake contract book. So I mean, I thought I had a lot of revenue in 2024 that I didn't, which is quite difficult to play when you plan your cash flow forecast and how you're going to grow. All of a sudden, that's gone, and I think for me, there were just then. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's a business. I mean, you look at cash flow, you look at where you are, and
people just weren't billing.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I didn't want to get into a situation where, I mean, we couldn't ever pay anyone or anything like that, and wanted to get fully ahead of it. And I just think around is we weren't set up for success at that point. I think we were firefighting at that point, and it made a lot more sense to look. Let's take it back.
Did you let them all go at one go, or did you?
No, so I mean, we made one exit, and then I made a plan then with, I think we'd had, just before this as well, I mean, one decided that they were going to go out on their own and set up on theirs, so awesome. That was their plan, so I think that was great for them. And then, I think kind of remaining few had in the business just had a very kind of open conversation about where we were. Obviously, wanted everyone to make sure they were paid out and looked after, and sorted where they were. But I mean, that is I wouldn't ever want to go through that again.
So how did that feel?
Horrible. Generally, I mean, low point. That one there. I mean, you've built this business. I mean, this is obviously my baby. I mean, built it up over 4 years, and you're kind of facing. I mean, you've had a business which was thriving 2 years ago. And you're just like, all of a sudden, it's gone from that to like, Christ, can I pay the mortgage?
And did you you saw the balance sheet erode?
Oh, big time. Yeah. I mean, just watch kind of, and I think anyone who's gone through this as well. I mean, I'm sure lots of other recruiters have as well. I mean, when it goes wrong, you need to catch it obviously as quickly as possible. With that, I think I probably I saw it, and you're kind of fighting. You got some great deals coming in, which is good, but we were fighting a losing battle. Really, at that point, and I think we had some.
What were the symptoms of that, though?
In terms of what? Sorry.
So, were people just they weren't billing enough? You were too generalist.
Weren't billing enough, basically. I think we were quite generous with comp plan and salaries. To be honest with.
So you weren't profitable.
Well, I mean, very simply. I mean, you look at everyone as an individual. I mean, is there an ROI on that person? No, there's not.
Yeah.
That's literally as sadly as simple as it is. I mean, you hate looking at people like that, but as in. Yeah, I mean, I mean, look, I mean, made sacrifices there. I mean, obviously, look, took my salary out of play and everything. Took everything for me out of play for as long as possible. With that one to keep pushing everything forward, and I think it's quite an ego thing as well. Like owning the business is you don't want to let people go.
No,
you built it to here. I mean, I had this massive. I was like, I want to have 10 reps. That was my big goal. I want to have 10 consultants in the business. Why? Why did I necessarily want on?
Honestly, like in our industry, there's such a thing about headcount and ego.
Isn't there?
Ego about headcount. And, you know, some people are genuinely like just love, they want a people-based business, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But the problem is people think they have to have it.
Yes.
And you're really, I'd say, in the majority of people I meet that fucking good recruiters, know what they're doing, probably don't really love the people management side as much as they like the client side.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people like you than there is people who love the human element of structure and nurture. So, I mean, the best combo is when you get a you and someone who wants to manage teams, and that's
100%.
That's the dream, right? But there's more people like you that start businesses because you were good billers and you were like, fuck it, I'll go on my own. You got confidence.
No, 100%.
So it's a tough one.
Well, and I always think, look, if you're a good biller, you don't have to be overly intelligent, I think, to run a recruitment business either. Go out, do it, enjoy it. You'll keep more of the money and have a nice lifestyle, to be honest.
So when did you go back to you? What time last year was it?
June or July.
Right.
So last year, which is, so back to me. It was, this is, where I was a little bit stuck with stuff as well. God, LinkedIn, gotta love them because make a lot of money out of them. But, they sold me we were on 10 licenses, 35 job ads. There is, I rung them up and they're like, yeah, no, we'll help you out. There's no help out.
No.
Nah, because there's no flex.
Are you still paying it now? Or?
No, I paid off now, but solo biller, I genuinely, 10 full recruiter licenses, 35 job ads, just me.
What's that cost?
A lot of money. I think.
How much are we talking though?
15,000
a month.
It was maybe a little bit less than that a month. It was. I genuinely think I was needing to bill at least 15 a month minimum, or we won't even get it yet. Which obviously isn't crazy, but it's in that's a pressure on.
Yeah.
You pull a zero by mistake, and you're watching the numbers go down. So I luckily had storming last 6 months, to be honest. I had two main clients last year that really were great to work with. Helped obviously keep everything, push it back out from where it was.
But they're working with you.
Yeah.
Which is what they probably want anyway. You're managing the end to end.
Yeah, which is good. But and then off the back of that, one thing I was always keen to do as well. So I rolled out this talent as a service opportunity as well. Because we worked with one client. I think we've just hit 34 hires for them, which is awesome. But I was like, where can we start to embed more? And I think you and I spoke about this at one point as well. I was like, how can I create a model that's kind of more than we're able to scale it off the back of that in a more sustainable way? Can we do more of this embedded RPO, talent as a service offering as well? And then I can start hiring more on the account management delivery side. So that's a big focus as well for this year, I think, as we go, as well as just continue what we're doing. Do it well. Got some
Does it need to be more complex though?
No.
Because that's the question, right? No. Scale, all these things. Yeah. At the moment, you've got a wicked LinkedIn brand. We've been working with you for a few years. Yeah. When I started working with you, I remember seeing your brand and thinking, you're fucking funny. You've got it. I could tell it was a bit all over the place. There was no strategy, but you literally already had a tone that was hilarious. Yeah.
I'm just bored at home, to be honest. That's it. And just
now you are.
Those. No, just doing the LinkedIn post. Yeah. No, that was just me setting my boxes.
Let's go into that quickly then. So,
sure.
What did the impact of working with us have? Because you, like you said, you already had I think you already had a brand building. You had a tone. Yeah. You were more natural than most people.
Yeah.
So
fine.
How did that help?
Well, and you, I think I'm just trying to think. I did know who you guys were, obviously, with, and you hit me with a voice note, which I love voice notes as well. So that's the best way if you ever want to sell to me. And spot on with it. Basically, I'd see something and then either copy it, comment on it, or call it out. Basically, I think that was the main thing that kind of kicked off for me. Is so many people are just making up nonsense on there, and I was just like, maybe we start calling it out. Did that one, and what you bought, in particular, was having a LinkedIn presence and what to actually do with it. I think I got some lucky inbound off what I was doing, but there was no structure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, none at all. And worked with you guys obviously on that. You implemented the 2010-5 model with us, which I still use today. Probably do more of the 5 as well with it. So, a lot of voice noting I find works really well in the Nordics. I think one thing as well, because obviously the team were on it as well, and I think what is always important, I think where you guys are very helpful as well with that, with the strategies, it's not all just going to come from posting as well. And I always say this to everyone, you see a lot of people, they do their first post that goes semi-viral or whatever, then the next day they do another post saying, oh, I got 7 new jobs on from that yesterday. I was like, did you bollocks?
No.
Like what? A client saw your post and said, cancel my afternoon. I need to talk to that recruiter. I need to sign terms and give them jobs. Nonsense. Well, maybe it does. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think a lot of it is you create a brand so that people know who you are, and when timing is right, they come to you. Yeah. And a lot of mine is
you reach out. And
I reach out to everyone, and they just come back and say, like most people have never even commented or liked any of my posts, and they're like, oh, I like your comments, or I like your tone.
What numbers did you do off the back of that in the first year with us?
I think, definitely can associate over 300,000.
Yeah.
To it, yeah.
And that's nuts. Just a process to follow up on a brand that you were already semi-building.
Yeah.
So the reason I mention that is now if we go back to where you are.
Yeah.
I'd say you've got a wicked personal brand. It's still got loads you could do, but you've got a wicked personal brand.
Yeah.
You've got yourself. You've got a cool client base. You know exactly what you do.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think you could bill in a year without killing yourself?
Oh, I'd like to see like consistent between 5 and 6 would be
That's
nice.
insane, though, right?
Yeah.
If you think you scaling that team, if you think scaling a team to 10 to 20 people, you're going to make more than 5 to 6 a year yourself.
Yeah.
You're bonkers.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No, of course not. No.
So you're going to go through all the stress. You're going to go through all the stress of all the shit that everyone throws at you.
Yeah.
To make the same amount as you'll make this year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was it. I think
So is it ego then? Is it that feeling of like, I can't just stay on my own?
To be honest, like, I do enjoy it but no, I mean, you're right with it. I mean, I had this chat with Kate a lot, my fiance at the time, of do I want this very, and it's not easy lifestyle, but as in, I'm a very chilled out life in a way, as in like, enjoy my job, enjoy recruitment, and was basically, work from home and recruit. Simple as that, to then, you've got an office, you're scaling, you're problem managing. Anyways, imagine a lot of it is just problem solving and firefighting and everything there. So yeah, this is kind of the ongoing battle. Do we just continue GrowTech as a really good partner for businesses to do go-to-market hiring within the Nordics, wider Europe as well? 100%. That is one option there.
If you make 5 to 6 grand a year,
that's the target this year.
In 5 years, you've got if you take 100 out.
Oh, 100%.
You got 2.5 million in 5 years.
That was the other thought. At least
you're 42 as a 2.5 million in the bank.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea, is it?
But people don't think this way.
No, they don't.
People think growth, opportunity, a million clients, fucking every region in the world, hire loads of people.
Yeah.
It's like, but actually,
you can be very happy.
You've got you're getting married. You might have kids and all that. You think if you got 2.5 million at 42 and you got a young little one.
It's not a bad life short on that, I can imagine. Yeah. No, and that's the other thing as well. I kind of started making money when launched this as well. Zero plan with that as well. That all went in bizarre places all of a sudden. So I think look, that's it. Kind of as you grow up as well, you get better and understand more about what you're doing with all this stuff. Get everything in place to support you. Get good accountants. Get good financial advice. Get that in place, and then you can really start to turn this into something that.
Question for you, Tom.
Hit me.
Would you change anything?
Couple, maybe 1 or 2 hires, but no. Look, to be honest, it's one of those. There's been for me a lot of stress at one point. I think kind of as we were on that downward part. It's been part of the journey. I've enjoyed the whole thing. To be honest, it's been a lot of learning. I'm 36 years old now. Been working for 16 years, or a little bit under that. Learned more in the last probably 2 years with things going wrong, or last year and a half of it going wrong, than I'd learned in any other point. So, take that away from it. We rebuild and we grow.
Yeah.
Simple.
So, final question.
Yes.
We rebuild and we grow. Maybe I've put a bit of a spanner in it, I don't know. But
no.
Have you got a vision for what that looks like?
I think I've got a few ideas, in all honesty, with it, and I think I have some good people around me now that I'll bounce everything off. You touched on one as well, and I think whether it's GrowTech, whether look at something, but if I was to restart and do this again, I wouldn't do it just me. I would find someone to complement me as well. I think that whether it's a better management style or a better manager, or someone do complementary market as well, or just someone as well to share it with. There's highs and lows.
Yeah.
I think also, I remember at the start doing my first deal, you got no one to celebrate with or whatever. I was just sat on the sofa.
It's like going travelling on your own,
cool.
isn't it? It's like going travelling on your own. I went to LA on my own to go to a conference a couple of years ago, And like, I'm going to these cool places on my own.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my wife wasn't there, kids weren't there. It's like, your mates aren't there.
Yeah.
So I can imagine there's a bit of that.
Oh, big time. Yeah. So I think that's...
Can you share that with your wife a bit? Like,
oh, big time. So I mean, luckily, so I met Kate at Stotton May. We weren't together at that point, but she's not a recruiter, but works in recruitment. So I think I've got that massive advantage there as she gets it as well. She gets kind of what's needed in the role and what good and bad is. So I think that's a blessing for me that I have that, definitely. I mean, having investment business partner that you can share with as well. I mean, that's good as well. And I mean, we do like the celebratory bits as well with him. But yeah, I think is and this is, I don't know if we're doing this on the pod we were chatting before, but I think this year I was like, let's actually get out and start meeting some more people. Let's meet some more founders. Let's come on a few more parts of shows and things like that to actually be more involved in the industry. Because it's been around for a long time now, but start to utilise the network and have that support.
Well, look, I want to get you back on again in the future.
Awesome.
I'm excited to see what happens.
No, thank you very much.
But even if it's just you making 800k a year, I think that's fucking wicked.
Well, that'd be very sexy.
But why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Tom, if anyone's listened and wants to just reach out and pick your brains on anything, because I think you've been incredibly vulnerable and honest here. It's not. Yeah. You've not come on here and been like, look at how amazing I am. You've just been like, this is what I've done. This is what I've got wrong. Are you open to a chat?
100%. Yeah, I always think this is look. Yeah, if anyone's starting out or anything like that and wants to kind of know what, either what I would have done differently or just anything. Yeah, I mean, look, always happy to chat.
Wicked.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Thanks a lot.
No, thanks for having me.
Top man. Thank you as always for listening to today's show. I truly hope that you got value from it. Honestly, it's the only reason I take time every week to ensure that my audience, you guys, future and existing recruitment owners, you're learning from each other to make this industry that I love so much stronger. And today's episode is brought to you by my business, Hoxo. I'm the CEO and founder, and we're on a mission to help brand recruitment agencies and their people better. I want to help people have the tools to stand out in the most competitive markets in the world. So I'll see you again next week with another episode. Catch you soon.